I apologize for my Hobbit review. It was supposed to be much shorter than that, especially considering that the movie's been out for a while, so there was no need to really make something that long. So, whether I upload this one first or I upload the Hobbit first, I just want to say I'm sorry. It should have been shorter than what it was. I've seen a lot of movies recently, and ones I would love to do reviews on. I cannot get all of them. So as far as the ones that I really wanted to see, I'm doing the reviews on them, and I'm trying not to make them as long because they've been out for a while. Uh, so this one, anyway, let's go on. This one is Saving Mr. Banks, and this is a movie. At first, I didn't know what to think about it. I thought it was actually, was sort of going to be glanced over or wasn't looked at. But I was a big Disney kid. I still have like a lot of their movies. So anything Disney, I'm mostly pretty much going to be there. So when this movie was announced, and it had to do with the Disney Corporation trying to get the rights to the Mary Poppins um, book or franchise or whatever you want to call it, just to make a movie called simply Mary Poppins. And it turns out that the author of the book, P.L. Travers, was actually a little harder to convince to say that, hey, I'm Walt Disney and I would love to get the rights so I can make a movie about your book. And she was like, no, no, no. She was a very hard to reach person. Disney had to basically bring himself to her level and, try to convince her, charm her into basically getting the rights so he can do the movie. Well, there's one thing I can honestly say. The acting's good. The acting's good. It's written well, and a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but some people actually didn't think Tom Hanks could pull it off. Emma Thompson, she's a good actress. She can do it. Some people didn't think Tom Hanks playing Disney that was going to work out. I didn't know what to think either. I actually thought the movie was going to be just glanced over. I wasn't even going to pay attention to it, but when I actually had the chance to go see it, I said, you know what? Whether it's good or bad, I'm gonna go ahead and see it. So I finally saw it, and I liked it. I generally thought it was a good movie. It passed my expectations. It was much better than what I thought it was gonna be. Tom Hanks as Walt Disney is just fantastic. Paul Giamatti is in there, and he is like the limo driver for P.L. Travers, who, like I said, was played by Emma Thompson, and he does a fantastic job. The other actors do good too. And I'm just going to come out and say, what I really love about this movie is the fact that it shows a side of Walt Disney that I didn't know of. I didn't know that and I actually researched a lot of this guy's stuff. I did not know that he smoke, drank, and eat cussed and stuff like that. They mostly play Disney off as like an angel. Walt Disney was an angel, and the movie was like, oh, he was an honest guy, he was a nice guy, but you know what? He was human. He was human. He did a lot of human things. He drunk, he smoked. When he got pissed off, he fucking cussed. And yeah, it's not like throughout the entire movie. No, I mean they're still a Disney corporation. They got to make them look good. But for the little bit that you see, you're just like, wow, I didn't know Disney had the guts to do that. And basically the only cuss word he says is damn. But it's just so amazing to have like the Disney Corporation do something on themselves and on the creator of their company and make him into this light, this just like normal light, to where he said, oh, he's just like you or me. He just had more money. Emma Thompson as P.L. Travers is also good. She's smart, but she's stubborn woman, very cold-hearted it seems, and really hard for her to connect to people. And she does end up and Walt Disney does, his best to try to win her over and stuff, but it doesn't seem like it's working. And basically that's what the movie's about, just trying to win her over. And I love the fact that they give this illusion. They give this illusion to where you don't necessarily see the set of Mary Poppins or anything like that. Is actually just storyboards, and you see like the little storyboards, and they're pretty much mostly going over the music and how stuff would look, how the streets would look, how the buildings would look. They wanted to make it as similar as they can to her book, or make it look exactly like it. Who's going to be playing the actors? They mentioned Dick Van Dyke, which is pretty funny. And she actually did not want Dick Van Dyke to play in the movie, so that was good. In her flashbacks, even though they're set up in the beginning at just certain random points, they're actually done really well. If it does sort of feel like you've gone into like this prequel type movie where it's like, like I was saying with The Hobbit, it's sort of like, you know it takes place in the beginning, you know it's a prequel, but it gives elements in there that connects it to the current times, that connects it to the sequel, whatever. And in this one, it actually feels like a second movie. Like, it's part of her mind, it's part of these flashbacks, but it actually feels like a second movie. And it's done really well. And it has someone I didn't expect to play her father, who's really good. Colin Farrell. His acting, like I said, I never really paid attention to it. And he actually reminds me of another actor, which I'm going to mention in another review. But he does a really good job as her father, man. I think he deserves something. I think he deserves some type of award. It's amazing how many of these movies came out later on this year that have such great actors and that really deserve something. But yeah, Colin Farrell is her father, and he acts really, and he does really well. He's very believable. The kids, the one who plays her as a little girl and her sister apparently, they do well too. Some of the things I found interesting was that they didn't show a lot of the other people. Like Walt Disney mentions his brother Roy Disney, and we all know who Roy is. Never shown. He's never shown. Also, you can tell some things are pretty much Disney whimsical type stuff. Like, I guess them connecting on such an emotional level. Actually, that's believable, but it sort of makes you wonder. Kind of like The Butler, like what was real and what was made up. Because a lot of the stuff in The Butler, even though it was a good movie, some of the stuff was made up. Even the main character, was made up. Although his life was sort of kind of like based on true events, not based on a true story. Like, hey, these are the events that happened to somebody else, but this is not how necessarily it went down or in this way, and this isn't the person's real name. And it makes me wonder with this one, did she really view this film, Mary Poppins, and actually got that reaction, even though that she was so reluctant to it in the beginning? She seemed to be more, well, when it came to be a movie, more accepting of it, although she didn't like the animated penguins. But from what I've heard, it was that she was not really that much accepting of the movie. Now, I don't want to spread any lies or anything like that, because I didn't research this before I did the review, but this is just from what I heard from somebody else. That she actually didn't really like the movie as much, even though it was a big hit. In this movie, Saving Mr. Banks, she seemed to love it. She seems to love it, except for the animated stuff. And I don't know whether that's Disney to try to make it play up to say like, oh yeah, we did a good job with it. Yeah, hooray for us, that sort of thing. But sort of that Disney whimsical stuff there. Also, when she's on the red carpet and she's about to walk to the theater, you see Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse comes up and she sort of puts her arm around him, and he's doing like this as a gesture. Yeah, that's the Disney whimsical stuff, man. That is such bullshit. And I fucking love it. I love it. I love that Disney whimsical. With that being said, I enjoyed this movie from start to finish. I enjoyed it. I think it's good, and I think it's worth seeing. So get out there and see it. Saving Mr. Banks, better than what you think. It's better than what you think. But alright, that's it. I think I have nothing else to mention about this movie. I think that's it. I had something else I was gonna say. I actually can't remember right now. So, well, whatever. I'll see you guys another time. Maybe I might put it in the description box, or I might make a comment to my own video saying what it was. But yeah, I never forget about it. I will see you in my next review. I hope you enjoyed this one, even though it was a little sloppy. I do apologize for that. I'm a little tired, but I will see you in my next video.